Hello, 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 hello. Okay, okay, we should be starting soon. We should be starting soon for those that are watching. I just want to say thank you for having us, for making out time to, listen to me. Okay. Um, I don't take it for granted for spending, setting out time to, have a listen. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm starting. I'm just stamping on feet. Okay. I'll come back again. Okay. Give me the give me. Oh, okay. Hey, the way you should not come. Okay. 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 Good. Good. I'm set. Okay. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. Hope you guys are doing well. Okay. Let me start again. Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hope you guys are doing well. My name is Patrick, and this is the CIA show. Let me tell you this. Okay. Hope you guys are good. Hope you guys are good. Hope you guys are good. Hope you had a good day. Today is Sunday. Some of you might have gone to church. Some may have decided to stay at home and chill out. Or some are not Christians. Yeah, anyone. Once you are good, that's the most important thing for now. Okay. So, just a preamble. So my name is Patrick, and this is the CIA Corner Show, but this is live, and this live show is about the state of the nation, Nigeria. I've got some topics I will share, and you know, some are well. At the moment, the way the country is going, I wouldn't. If I say all things are going well, I'll be telling lies. Because from what we have been seeing, um, it is a sad situation. Okay, be that as it may. Now, um, I made a video today, this morning, about the Mahmoud Yakub, the INEC chairman, who I think I started seeing those trend yesterday where he was being harassed in the spirit. And by that I mean he courses were going on left, right, and center. And people were cursing his children, his grandchildren, saying all manner of stuff. You could see people venting their anger, and you could see that the mainly the labor and the I would say labor and the PDP guys, yeah, were not happy on the way the election was executed. But it doesn't. Tinubu is the president. If you ask me, I would say we just need to move on, because nothing is going to change. I don't like expressing my opinions because as if I'm doing these shows, I should be on the middle ground. Yeah. But the thing about the election, which I said in my previous video that I did this morning, was that the election was not fair. The election was not free and fair. You know, we don't have to deceive ourselves. The election was not free and fair. It's very simple. Um, because an election that people lost their lives, mad with violence, which resulted in the loss of life, and destruction of properties, harassment, intimidation, even to the point of tribalism. People were threatened. So, if you ask me, I would say, with all these pointers, the election was not free and fair. It was not free and fair. So, the 25th was the day Mr. Tinubu was declared the president of Nigeria, and so this year, today will make it 1 year, and the people decided to reign, to go spiritual. But if you listen to my video, I said, cursing or no cursing, it doesn't matter because Tinubu is the president. The was the election was the election hacked? I'm not there. I won't say yes. I won't say no. Reason, I was not there, but what we saw on the telly shows that the election was not free and fair. Whoever says it's free and fair, I will say the person is a liar because that election was not free and fair. Okay. So today, people have been cussing him out. And if you would like to watch the video, it's on. It was posted this morning, and it's quite interesting. It's not about cussing because I said God is not interested in politics. Um, People voted for whoever they wanted to vote, even though people, in some cases, went the extra mile by inducing people with money, intimidation, and all sorts. So, with that, I will say that in Nigeria, election is not about voting alone. Um, there has to be a dose of intimidation, bribe, and the assembly of thugs to attack the opponents, and so on and so forth. Well, that's not it. Well, just what I'm trying to say, the election has come, and the election has gone. So the nation needs to wait for another election period and see if they can win the seats. Okay. Now, before I continue, my first topic today, I will put the picture there. You know, um, so I'll put the picture up there. Let me see how to. Sorry, this. Okay. Now, so oh no, let me try again. Um, I don't like the. Okay, yeah, good. Okay. So on my side there it says distribution of seized food item takes place today. This was written a couple of days ago. What is this about? So the economy has tightened up. Many are suffering. People are struggling to eat. So the government, which is good, decided to give out some palliatives for people to, just to cushion the hardship. But the people that went for these seized items, I don't want to take this too far because there are many dimensions to this. So, but people that went for these food items, some were not satisfied. First of all, the question now is, let me not go there. Let me not go there. The question is, how come in Kogi State, one of the states in Kogi in Nigeria, Kogi State, that they gave about some ridiculous amount of food item, bag of rice, about 5 or 10, to share to a whole community. So we're getting 2 cups of rice. If that's what they call palliative, it is embarrassing. But that's by the way. The distribution, which is a good thing, but we heard in the news that 7 people lost their lives. Seven, about 5 to 7 lost their lives because when they went to collect their own portion, probably there was a stampede. But what we gather is about 7 lost their lives. What a shameful way to die. What a shameful way for one to lose his life. Nigeria should not be in this state. Nigeria should not be this. And I do say that sometimes when we do things, you know, when the people on the outside sees the black nation as animals, we should not get angry because the way Nigeria do things, suggests. So it does because what is how difficult it is to dispense palliatives. How difficult it is to dispense palliatives. That it came to the point that 7 people lost their lives just because of some grain of rice. Nigeria is about, I think, the sixth nation sixth oil producing nation that makes billions of dollars, can't feed its people, can't organize how to dispense palliatives. It is a shameful thing. It is a shameful thing. It is. It is. So, 7 people just lost their lives just for a grain of rice. And probably we'll hear another one again that some people have lost their lives again because the nation, the Nigeria, the way we do things like, we do things without thinking. Without thinking. We saw the other day in one village in the southern parts, southeast, a man, I think they call him B Lord, Bitcoin Lord. I think that's his name, B Lord. He gave out about 1,000 bags of rice. Nobody died. Nobody died. Whatever the government does, must it resort to death? Must it resort to death? The guy in Southeast dispensed whatever he came with, and people went home happily. Went home happily. Death does not respect tribe. Death can hit anyone. And these innocent people, their country, the leaders failed them. Because how is it that someone should lose their lives for some grain of rice? That is an indictment. But as we know in Nigeria, no questions will be asked. Everything will continue as usual. The loss of life means nothing. A country that got blessed with mineral resources can't feed its people. Probably because these guys that lost their lives were pushing harder not to be cheated, and they ended up dead. Will anyone be questioned? No. Because in a normal country, the distributor of this food should make inquiry what really happened. But we know because they are poor masses, the hungry, wretched, nobody will question. They are just a collateral damage. Meanwhile, in this exercise, someone is enriching themselves because in Nigeria, the way things work, people deliberately put roadblocks. Roadblocks there are not for safety, but to rip off people. So these innocent people have lost their lives for some grain of rice. That is a shame. That's a shame. Anyway, that's the way it is. Because in the southeast, look at the hunger. I made a comment. I made a video the other day about the runaway inflation, and the inflation is still warming up. My prayer is that Nigeria does not get to Zimbabwe, where at the moment Zimbabwe now trade in dollars. Their own currency means nothing. Their own currency, I say again, means nothing. So when you go to the shop in Zimbabwe, when you see a loaf of bread, it is you pay in dollars. You pay in dollars. Nigeria, they need to get their acts together because if not, this what's going on in Nigeria is a recipe for coup to take place. And when it happens in Nigeria, the way the Nigeria system runs, many, I said many, will lose their lives. Because that's when the animalistic nature of an average Nigeria will emerge and people will end up dying. Look at what happened in NSAS. That the nation decided to shoot its citizens because they were canvassing for a better Nigeria. And many lost their lives. They came in and did called for investigation and set up panels. What has happened? Nothing. Those are like photo ops. Came and took pictures as if something is being done, and at the end of the day, the case has died and people have moved on. So when they are calling for another protest, you know, you then now see tribalism being displayed, and that's why Nigeria is still where it is today. I said before, hunger has does not respect tribe, does not respect ethnicity. If you go on the media space, you hear people saying, "Oh, the Igbos should not protest." The Yorubas are saying, "Please come out and protest." The House at the northern side say, "Oh, um, Igbo should protest. Let us come together, and protest." And the Igbo said, "No, we are not interested. You guys, you want to rule Nigeria? Here's Nigeria for you. Enjoy." Tribalism. The current spokesman for Bola Ahmed Tinubu displayed it in public. Displayed it in public. So that the Igbos are not protesting, or the Yorubas are protesting, or makes no hunger does not respect tribe. I did a video the other time. I said if an egg, to get an egg is now 300 naira and your minimum wage is 30,000, you then see, the how terrible the situation is. How terrible the situation is. So sad. So sad. But anyway, that's it for the those that just lost their lives. At least these are the ones we had so far. Okay, these are the ones we had so far. Okay. Now I just want to bring another topic. I think I'm done with this. I'll bring another topic, and then, as I said before, this like you know, by the time we grow, then we can have people call in and then give an opinion or submission on this news. So let me put another item here, and then we'll have a discussion, and that will be let me hold on a second. Um, that will be let me get it now. Um, let me get it ready. Sorry, this one man show. So what's my okay? Let me get it ready. Okay, I'll put this one away. Okay, sorry. Okay. Oh, that's the wrong one. Oh no, sorry, that's the wrong one. Let me take it away. Okay. Now, so this is a one man show. I was trying to figure out these gadgets, but we'll get there. Okay, we learn every day. Now, we saw a letter yesterday. There was a leak from the presidency. They call it note verbal. I think that's what note verbal. These are like diplomats when they exchange. So I'll give you a summary. So the Nigerian government requested for the Kingdom of Qatar that the president wants to come in and on based on commerce. So the Qatar Kingdom wrote back to Nigeria and said, unfortunately, we've got things that this meeting is not gonna hold. We've not got time. I'm just giving a summary. This thing, it's not gonna hold, and please, probably, let's fix another date. Now, remember, they did the same thing to Buhari. He wanted to come for a visit, and they told him, Mr. President, just relax. We don't need you for now. We've got better things to do. Okay. So, Mr. Buhari, I think he didn't go. So, but Tinubu decided to, he wants to, go and explore. And they wrote that letter, and the letter leaked. Now, in a normal sense, that's a security issue, that you've got a leaker in the system. This communication should not be made public, but you have someone there. Probably the person is not happy with the way the country is going, and they are trying to undermine the president of Nigeria. That's a security issue that needs to be taken serious for the serious-minded people. That communication between countries is being leaked, and this is embarrassing. Now, to tell you how embarrassing this is, can you imagine Biden having such a letter? In short, if Biden requests, if Biden is so powerful that in short, Qatar will be begging Biden, can you come and visit us? But let's say even that Biden wants to visit Qatar to have a talk, and the Qatar kingdom will cancel every appointment because the president of America is paying a visit. But in our case, the Nigerian president was embarrassed. And to make things worse, when it was leaked, the president is still adamant to travel to Qatar. Whether you like it or not, I'm coming there. If you ask me, that it is not a good posture. It's not a good posture that a president of a nation is being embarrassed. Is like begging to pay a country a visit. But there may be a reason why these things are being played out. Because Tinubu and his colleagues, they know it is not, I'm not trying to play again. Tinubu knows that the presidency has not been secured properly. Yeah. Outside, in the outside world, because we've seen the president, he has gone from, like when he goes to functions abroad, let me give you a good example. In the UN meeting that happened a couple of months ago, the plan was to meet Biden. The plan was to meet Biden. And when Biden, they agreed. But at the last minute, the Americans canceled the meeting. And I think I heard the Nigerian government, they were literally begging, bending arms and legs and necks to reschedule that meeting or to have that meeting, live. When I mean live, to the meeting to continue. But the Americans pulled out. And I made a video about that. I said it appears that the president of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is radioactive. That no president or people in power would like to see them take pictures. They can take pictures in a gathering, not collective leaders, but on one-to-one, that because 2024 will be one of the most important years regarding politics. But that will be another topic altogether next time. But what am I trying to say? It appears that Tinubu is really active, that nobody wants to go close to him. They see him, it's like they touch him with a long broom. They touch him with a long broom. Because for the Qatar, it's a simple thing. If it's business, they will, because you see, let me tell you something, politics, there's this word we need to keep in mind. Self-interest. Self-interest. When a country meets another, if a leader meets another leader counterpart, what they talk about, how will my country gain from this collaboration, from these bilateral agreements? It is not, so it is not like a photo op just to display that you've met this person. No, the reason they have these meetings is how can it benefit my people? Because if their people get the benefit, their seat is safe. Because when there's an election, they will come out and say, we've done this. 2,000, maybe say 2 million people are employed. Unemployment has reduced by 2%, or inflation has dropped down. People are living well. They have something to sell to the people in order to retain their seats in the next election. But we know in Nigeria it doesn't work that way because we go with money bags, with thugs and assassins to get those positions. But in the Western world, their policies puts them in position. Yeah, their policies puts them in position, not their antics and their games of mayhem. I give you one example. The president of France, or France, Macron. So when the coup happened in the that's Burkina Faso, Niger, that area, Macron, because that's line that speech French speaking area, that area in Africa, the French, even the French sends their military there to protect them because that is for their own self-interest, not because of the Africans. They are trying to fight wars. No, no, no. It's because of what they gain over there. Yeah, that's why they had their military there. But when the coup happened, they were trying to get the situation back in control. That was why the ECOWAS were gathering to declare war. Oh, I'm not trying to do that. We're trying to declare war on those countries, and the country came together in a bilateral agreement because these things are it's about self-interest. Okay, these three they came together and say an attack on one is an attack on all, and ECOWAS ran away. So when ECOWAS ran away, or we are still, thinking how do we do, and the French were putting pressure on them. You go, you go, you go. One Nigerian journalist leaked the plan, ECOWAS plan to go and declare war, and people screamed. And the North said, no, if you attack Niger, they are attacking our brothers, leave them alone. This, that, and politics had self-interest. Mark that word, self-interest. And the war didn't go as planned. Now, these countries, when they came together, agreed. What did they do? They've kicked out France and say, France, you just get out of our country. And France, without, they had no choice. Even if you remember, the ambassador refused, saying he was going nowhere. And they were looking for an excuse. I mean, they were looking for an excuse to just, declare war, not by proxy war, now by the ECOWAS. Them, because if they had attacked the ambassador, that would be a gateway to say, oh, they've attacked our ambassador, we now declare war on these people. And by now, we'd have seen the French army invading those countries. But the people played a good thing there. What did they do? They just blocked that area. And when the ambassador and his colleagues, they stayed, they were blocked out of amenities and, resources. After they waited, they said, let's just go. And they packed up and went. What then happened? Russians came in. The Russians came in and had a meeting with these guys, and they are now partners. Russians. This meeting, this unity is because of self-interest. The reason why it was done, the Russians, is to prove to France, because it is a political game. This is a political game. So the French are being told by the Russians, we've won this. And it goes to the war happening in Ukraine. So they call this proxy war. But let's come back to the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So I've said all this to say that the leak and the subsequent actions by the presidency to force themselves in having a meeting, and they called it a state visit. In a state visit, in a state visit, you meet it. So, say for example, Biden. If Biden is coming to a state visit in the United Kingdom, for example, the Queen, he has to have, he will meet the Queen because he's the head of state. And they will have dinner, that's, they will, they will accord respect. But let's see because there's a breaking news that the Qatar Kingdom has reversed that decision. So they decided, okay, okay, you can then come, yeah, they've, reschedule their plans. That's in short, if I were the president, I will cancel that meeting because they've embarrassed Nigeria. But I'm very, very sure that meeting, in short, they are happy jubilating for having that meeting brought back. Because very soon you will see them, because Tinubu needs those exposure, those contacts, photo ops. So when they see him, we sing with the president or the king of Qatar or the prime minister. That's what he needs to show that yes, I am the president. But I have said before that the way it appears that Tinubu is reactive, that many people will touch him with a long broom. Yeah. You can't sugarcoat this. You can, in this place, we'll tell you, we'll break things down. You can't sugarcoat it. That's what's playing out. But let's see how it goes. They said it was a state visit. Let's see how the Qatars, or Qatari, I think, the kingdom, how they do their state visit. That will indicate, because we've seen other state visits, we can then compare state visit of Biden and Mr. Tinubu. Then we can then have a discussion. But for the presidency to, agree after the embarrassment, if I were the president, I can decide, okay, what, for now, just not to make it, just not to make it, just to limit the embarrassment. I would say the Qatar Kingdom, okay, thank you for the reversal, but I've occupied myself with other things. We can reschedule another date. But I guarantee you, well, I would say guarantee you because they might pull that, they might throw this down, I just said, but I wouldn't be surprised that they are happy, toasting of this victory, of the reversal victory. So on this day, they will pack up their things and they will go for these state visits. But these are this as a result of leadership. And it doesn't start with Tinubu, it goes down to the ages. Because they say respect is reciprocal. You respect, if you respect someone, that is the same respect you will get. But let's see how it goes. Okay? Now, that's for Tinubu. So we'll see how it goes. And if I have time, we'll come back and So at the moment, the breaking news so far is that Mr. Tinubu's the reversal, the debacle, the shameful, the let me not say. Anyway, it has been reversed. Let's see how it goes. Okay. Okay. Now, just two more things, and I will leave you. Now, I want to talk about. I call him the divider in chief. That's Yakubu Gowon. He made a statement that was shameful, to say the least. Shameful, to say the least. The former president of Nigeria, Buhari, made a similar comment. Now, this comment has one thing in common. It is the degrading of the southern, that's the Igbo side of Nigeria, the easterners. The statement he made was unfortunate. What did he say, if you're not aware? So, pressure has been mounting on Tinubu, and you won't blame him, Mr. Tinubu. He's under pressure. He's under pressure. But this man came out to pay him a visit, and he told him, please don't, that when I was dealing with the Biafrans, this I was too, a little too slow or what. But at the end of the day, the I achieved, what I had in mind, put it that way. I'm just summarizing it. Now, war is not fashionable, war is not good. But we know in this election period that tribalism is now at the forefront of Nigerian politics. Tribalism. He could have rephrased that statement. He could have said other things. But for you to sort of rejig people's emotion about that war, where about 3 million, they say 3 million lost their lives. That when I so when I come to this, so who I don't want to. Okay, let me just say this by the way, Mr. Gowon, who said all these, who was the orchestrator, who were on the table where the war was masterminded and they killed a lot of people. They've been cursing him, but he's still around. I say this just to compare, just to link to Mr. Mahmoud Yakub. If you put this way, the Mr. Gowon has been enjoying since after the war. Yeah, he had a brief, fracas. That he used those words, the fracas, when he ran away to the UK to seek sanctuary. But after negotiation, he came back, and he's been enjoying ever since. Have they not cost him? Has anything happened to him? So anyway, just watch my video, the video I made about Yakub, about this causing of a thing. Then you will have an understanding of where I'm coming from. Yakub Gowon has been enjoying. I'll put it that way. He has lived an old, I don't know how old is he now, but some people that caused him are dead, and he's still living. He has seen his children, grandchildren, probably great grandchildren. So in a normal Nigeria, then he did well. He's done well for himself, and he still has the telephone line to the presidency. He can call the presidency and have discussions. They can invite him. He will come in, utter one or two words. Probably when he leaves, he will get some brown envelopes to say thank you for coming. and he will go his way enjoying, because he is the reason why the so-called Nigeria state is still together till today. Mm. So Yakubu Gowon made, if you ask me, an unfortunate statement, but nobody cares. The Igbos can scream, they can shout, and nothing will happen to him. Maybe after a couple of months, he'll come out and say something again, and that's it. And if you think, oh yeah, probably the next thing we hear is we are setting up um, what's the word again? This we set up a list to signature to get. I mean, it's okay. We want the European Union to ban him. You know, that's a waste of time because they're not going to ban him because they need his money. Because when he's sick, he will run down to the UK. He does he attend your hospitals? I don't know. But he'll come to the UK, get his treatment paid by the Nigerian state, and then he will go back and life continues. Should I add one more thing there about the media guy for Buhari said Buhari was thinking of having Nnamdi Kanu assassinated, but he later changed his mind. Oh, let me not go there. Well, let's say this. Let's go there. Buhari he could have, but I think that he made the right decision not to, because that would have given that would have been a bad move, because by assassinating a British citizen, he would have crossed the line. He would have crossed the line, but he decided to get him in Kenya and then drag him to Nigeria. And it's very clear from the court that it was an illegal move, but the law professors, the educated guys, were celebrating illegality. We're celebrating illegality. So if Buhari has assassinated, if he had, you know, what's the word again? If he had dealt with Nnamdi Kanu by execution, Buhari Buhari's health would have been sure. I believe Buhari didn't do that was because of his health. Because whatever happens now, he will run down to the UK for treatment. But if he had assassinated a British citizen, that would have been a different case. Though he's holding him, according to the courts, illegally. That's I'm talking Nigerian illegally, but illegally. Notice that the British government, they are quiet. Buhari couldn't have assassinated him because if he had done it, his hospital treatment would have stopped. You have a heavy sanction and probably die quickly. So he played a good move not to have him, not to have Nandi, dispatched to the world beyond. Okay, so that's my take on go on. What the statement he made was not right thing, but in Nigeria anything goes. Okay. Now, lastly, before I leave, I'll try and round this up in 4 minutes. Nnamdi Kanu will now bring the subject of Nnamdi Kanu, who is going to court tomorrow. I'll put this way: Nnamdi Kanu and Sunday Igboho. Let me wrap the two together. So Sunday Igboho came back, I think it was this week, to bury his mom, and he thanked the the Yorubas who helped him. Now the state came out to assassinate him, and nobody has said anything. The states, after they failed, to assassinate him, burnt his house, destroyed his property, and nothing has happened. In a normal country, there should be an investigation. But in Nigeria, we know nothing is going to happen. Yes, he's been awarded millions of naira or billions of naira, but will they pay? Time will tell. Now, I bring the case for Nnamdi Kanu. Just trying to wrap up. Nnamdi Kanu will be in court tomorrow on his charges of terrorism, and all sorts and all sorts. So people are hoping that they will release him tomorrow. But I made a video, one of my CIAs, and I said, Nnamdi Kanu is a tool for 2027. That will be a card for me, I think, Tinubu can use to win the southern side. In short, he can use Nnamdi Kanu to dislodge P2B if he comes for 2027 election. But let's see what happens in court. And we'll watch. And then we might come in and opine on what happened in court. Okay? So let me leave it here. Thank you for those that tuned in. I appreciate your time with us. And I will see you next week. But before then, politics ruffles feathers. Politics should not be a do or die affair, because when you shed blood just because of position, it is meaningless. It is meaningless. I say this and I leave you guys. I leave this here. Politics is a game of numbers, and it must not result in destruction of people and their properties. But politics, or to govern, is to improve the lives of your citizens. We saw one of the governors that empowered its citizens with rabbits. So, empowerment with rabbits. We've seen, politicians empower their people with pure water. We've seen government politicians empower their people with sometimes 5,000 naira. Meanwhile, they sit on billions. Let me not waste your time. Thank you for having us. Please do us a favor: like, share, subscribe to this channel, and do us a favor. If you have anything to say, just like I made a video the other day, like today, and someone was being hostile. You don't need to be hostile. If you don't agree with me, make your points. This place is not a place to insult people. It makes you childish. If you have anything that you think, or maybe I said something and you're not happy, you express and tell me why. Because I am not an island. We are here to learn. But when you start insulting, and I don't see it doesn't bother me. But I'm just trying to educate people that insult. It is not the best way to do things. If you don't disagree, if you disagree with someone, just say it out. And because the person, you might say something, and the person says, "Oh, I've never thought it of this way." But when you make points of insult and you don't even have anything to say at the end of your sentence, shows your capability. I'll leave it here. Peace. Thank you. And God bless you. Bye for now.